Hey everyone, this is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast, and this is the Smackdown review. So, this week's Smackdown was a really good show, and it was fun to watch through. And it's not surprising to say that Smackdown is not good to watch through, or it's not fun because this scene, ever since John Cena returned, it's being a pleasure to watch through these shows, and not like he's performing in the ring or something, but it's really fun to watch the Roman Reigns storyline getting molded and how it's going to be because it's the SummerSlam time. So it's actually getting interesting for SmackDown. I can't say still for Raw, but it has majorly improved. I would say Raw, but still it's very difficult to watch through the 3 hour show. It's very easy to watch through the 2 hour show, and it's very kind of a funny to say that it's only a difference of 1 hour, but still that's the all the things of commercials we say, because even though we say it's a 2 hour show, we ought to get 1 hour 30 minutes 20 minutes kind of show if we cut down the commercials and all. And if we say the raw side, I would say it's kind of 2 hour 30 minutes 20 minutes. And yeah, so it's a really 1 hour difference as well then we see. But it's all the booking and all the things, and that's another thing, that's another discussion and another thing. So we get into this show, and we had a big return, and we saw that Sasha Banks is finally returned. So we kind of expected she would be returning in some before SummerSlam, in the speaks of coming to the in the speaks of SmackDown. But I thought about she would be getting into at SummerSlam or something. But yeah, but she didn't return in SummerSlam. She didn't return before. I thought about she would be returning before the SummerSlam, but she returned 2 3 weeks prior. So that's good, man. She can build up for that championship match, and like we expected, she's going for that SmackDown Women's Championship. And so we will be discussing all that stuff. So before we get into this review, guys, I would be really appreciative if you like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content and reviews like this. And tell me your thoughts on this week's SmackDown. What was your favorite moments, or if you like any matches in this week's episode. So please put it down your thoughts on this week's SmackDown, and we will get into this review then. So first off, we saw as a kind of a usual SmackDown opening. John Cena made his entrance after open. Michael Cole announced John Cena. Cole was joined on commentary by Pat McAfee, the usual things, and Cena welcomed the crowd. And Cena's promo was really a bit interesting here, and it was very long, like we see in 2 weeks. John Cena's promos were kind of very short, and kind of a very limited kind of thing. But in this week's episode, he did a lot of stuff here as well. So Cena actually welcomed the crowd first of all, and he said Reigns is going to sign a contract to face Balor at SummerSlam, kind of doing the job of Kayla Braxton, I think so. And he said it's further proof that Reigns absolutely sucks and is just scared little kid, he says. And Cena said he has no issues with rejection, but he took issue with Reigns rejecting him because he didn't change his look. Because Roman Reigns last week said that his looks is the same thing. You can search it on Google if you want. And he comedically compared it with Steve Austin, The Rock, kind of mocking them. But then he said that they believe in them, and they are what they are, and they don't beg to fans to acknowledge them. And crowd really liked that thing, and it's a really fact point that John Cena told. Yeah, and Roman Reigns has to change every 2 years because you people stop caring about him. So he kind of started talking about his character not getting over. And Cena said, and you don't believe in him because Roman Reigns doesn't believe in himself as well. So Roman Reigns is nothing but a lazy stooge, he says, named Joe. So he takes dig on his real name as well, who coast by on every gimmick in the system, he says, and is nothing more than a blood sucking product of the machine who is so afraid to fail, he says. And Lord, after he says that, Roman, I would have embarrassed you as at SummerSlam, he says, and you know it. You didn't reject me because of how I look. You're afraid to fight me because of how I will make you look, he says. And Cena then dropped the mic, and everything was going well. Baron Corbin came out, and I would say that Baron Corbin's character is really working well, but it's opposite. The reactions are way opposite he's getting, and I'm really feeling bad for him, the character, because that character that he's putting should be cheerful and it should get cheered. I would say that it's okay. He's been healed for so many years, and then you say, when you want to start liking him, it's pretty difficult, I would say. But seeing this storyline for I would say for some weeks right now, I would say it should have been over for Baron Corbin, and we'll see how WWE pulls trigger on Baron Corbin, because he's still getting booed here, and use a chance come out. And long story short, Baron Corbin says that you are a movie star, you are all the you have tons of money that you got. You can have me on the Suicide Squad movie as well. You can, if you can, but because John Cena gave very few bucks to him, and he's like, he didn't expect from John Cena like this. He's a rich man, and Corbin asked Cena to put him in Suicide Squad. Cena then said that his movie is already releasing on Friday, and Corbin asked then to be his stunt double, and Cena's like, what? When Cena didn't accept, Corbin labeled him as a Hollywood sellout, kind of taking the turn to a heel character again. And Cena said that he would give Corbin something he really truly needs, and we were actually sure what he was trying to say. That's an attitude adjustment, he guess. Not much deserving kind of thing that he got. Didn't expect that. Didn't kind of wanted to do by John Cena. But Cena's character took a lot of turn here. If you see, he's not the baby face, real strong baby face here. A lot of things that he certainly WWE told that maybe we could see kind of a tweener character of John Cena. I think so, and I was expecting that when he returned, maybe kind of a tweener character where he's not a complete babyface or thing. When they showed this thing, it was kind of hard to digest, I would say. But I would say that let's give some time for John Cena. Let's see how it goes, because it's we should not decide upon on 1 week. Let's see how it goes, because we get into the segments that was shown in this episode. And next we saw, and this segment was a very fun opening segment, I would say. Cena's involvement with Baron Corbin storyline was good, and that attitude adjustment, I didn't think so that was necessary, because I really felt bad for Baron Corbin. I don't know if I'm very kind of felt kind of feeling like so much, but I don't know why. But whatever. And Corbin actually said, and he did what he deserved. If you want to say, it is what it is. And we got a backstage Dominic Mysterio segment. Told Rey Mysterio that he would keep his eye on Jay during his Jimmy versus Ray match, because that match is the first match in this week's episode of Smackdown. And Ray told Dominic that he makes some rookie mistakes and needs to step his game if he wants to regain the Smackdown tag titles. And Ray told Dominic to watch what he does out there, while adding that he still knows a trick or two. So Ray and Dominic hugged each other, and we were getting in the first match, Rey Mysterio versus Jimmy Uso. Rey Mysterio with Dominic Mysterio, Jimmy Uso with Jey Uso. And this was a nice opening match. Crowd really worked out very well in this match. Usual matchup, and we have seen so many matches, tag team match, singles match between them. So in the end, we saw Dom climbed on the apron. He pressed his feet into Rey's back to give him leverage, and just like they did twice in a row, this time Dominic Mysterio helped Rey to get a leverage roll up on Jimmy Uso and got the victory. And it was good. It was good. I mean, good thing that they did, and because the heels did it, and then babyface did it, and that's kind of good tit for tat kind of thing, and a fair play, I would say. And we were getting the next segment, which was SmackDown Women's Champion. Bianca Belair was coming out, and she's crossed her 100 days as SmackDown Women's Champion. Kayla Braxton kind of congratulates her, and she's currently at 111 days as SmackDown Women's Champion. So even though she's 100 days, it didn't really felt like she have given him any kind of a very remembering kind of noteworthy kind of rivalry, I would say, kind of, yeah, because the build up of the rivalries that she had have been not very good or something, I would say. And the matches has been good, I would say. The Hell in a Cell match was good, but yeah, Hell in a Cell match was good, but the matches are great to see for of Bianca Belair, but not a very noteworthy kind of thing if you see. And if Caleb Exton asked that, what are you thinking about carrying out this SmackDown Women's Championship next 100 days? And Belair spoke about defending her title at Rolling Loud, winning an SP, main eventing WrestleMania, and being back in fan. Kind of, she's in a dream kind of mode. And Belair said she didn't know how she would top it, and as she was really in an emotional, very happy moment, Carmella interrupted Belair and mockingly congratulated her for reaching 100 days. And she said that if she wanted to boost her legacy, she would give one more title shot to her since she held the title for 130 days. And Carmella entered the ring and said Belair knows she deserves it, and then started making excuses. Usual excuses for what we see. Zelina Vega made her entrance and told Carmella to slow her roll. Vega said Carmella is too pretty to be three-time loser, and Vega entered the ring and told Belair that she thinks the fans want to see Belair face a rising star like her. Vega told Belair to accept a challenge. Belair accepted Vega's challenge, Zelina Vega's challenge, and then Carmella attacked her from behind. Carmella and Vega actually teamed up on Belair, and we were expecting some babyface from the women's roster to have kind of a helping hand for Bianca Belair. I was expecting who would be, because I wasn't. I mean, at this point, I would say Liv Morgan would have been if not Sasha Banks, but it was Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks music hits, and she ran out and she fought off Carmella, and right after that she hugged Belair tightly, and kind of very good friends kind of thing, kind of Bailey Sasha Banks story, kind of relation. And I mean, I thought about the is they were not rivals. I was saying, man, they had a match at WrestleMania as well. Man, why the hell is they are hugging? Is Sasha Banks a babyface? But when she was kind of raising Bianca Belair's hand, she was looking on the SmackDown Women's Champion. I was kind of expecting that she would be healing turn now. Now I was expecting now it would be right now, but no, she didn't turned into this turned heel in that segment. We had a main event that was being confirmed by Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, returning Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair teaming up against each other versus Zelina Vega and Zelina Vega and Carmella. So a good main event, a fresh main event, I would say. We haven't seen. So I was really waiting to see this match. Kind of a good main event I was expecting. And after that, we saw a highlight set of Original beating Akira Tozawa to win the 24/7 championship. And we had an interview by Braxton. I mean, I didn't don't have to talk about this. I don't care about 24/7 championship. Who cares, man? I don't know who cares. And in terms of entertainment thing, it's just Reggie is good, but in terms of giving him time for a match, I don't think so. It's going anywhere. But this is what it is. Reggie versus Chad Gable. It was nothing, as he actually was getting his victory, just like what he did with acrobatics. Yeah, but Otis comes and attack him for the DQ, and that was it. Nothing to speak about. And backstage, as we said, Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce confirmed the main event, and we had Pierce and Devil stood in the ring with a contract table and chairs, because next segment we were getting into second hour was Roman Reigns contract signing of Finn Balor's, because as we were getting by John Cena's update that this match is gonna be Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor is a match. gonna be happening at SummerSlam. So when John Cena said it, I was perfectly okay with it. I was thinking that maybe they could do John Cena versus Roman Reigns in some kind of after 2 weeks or something kind of hype up, and they will do in a SmackDown episodes, kind of hitting the 2.3, 2.5 million viewers. Maybe if they would have kind of, because John Cena may be busy or something, maybe you'd see. So that was not it. As we get into the segment, and we had Roman Reigns come out, John Cena come, Finn Balor come out actually, and Roman Reigns. Uh, Reigns told Balor that if he signed the contract, he would smash him and send him right back to NXT. And Reigns heard a small Roman sex chant and looked in the area where it was coming. And Reigns signed the contract finally. And Balor said nothing. Balor was just kind of sometimes chuckling and sometimes, oh yeah, okay, I'm accept, kind of acceptance kind of thing. And Balor said Reigns thinks highly of himself, and perhaps justifiably so. Balor said it would be his privilege to return to NXT as the Universal Champion, and that was it by Balor. Balor's promo delivery is good, and even though his accent is not very Americanish, I would say, not nitpicking, but he's really good, and he really put through correct words, and really perfect promo delivery. Not much of a talk that he does, and his character is like that. Even we haven't seen kind of a war of words from Finn Balor, and yeah. But suddenly Baron Corbin comes up, and he was going to sign Finn Balor. Baron Corbin attack. I was like, man, what are you doing this? And I got thinking that what he's doing, and I connected the story very well. And Baron Corbin did this because he's lost all the thing, and he wants to be the champion. He wants to have all the prestige and all the spotlight on him, and he wants to be on the main event. He wants to get back all the money and all the things that he lost. So he wants to be on the top of the mountain. So this was a perfect opportunity for him. But Cena came up, and Cena actually draws him into the ring post, and that was good. Had a good pop, and Cena take a look at the contract, and he was kind of going to sign the contract. And I thought about that maybe he would be looking, and then he would be giving to Finn Balor, because that's what we expect from John Cena. But no, John Cena clearly returned his letter in the capital letters onto the contract. I was thinking, man, how can you sign on the contract if the name, if it's actually official contract for Finn Balor and Roman Reigns already? But and they also confirmed it as well, because after the segment we saw the Paul Heyman segment with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, and actually he asked, it was all good to selling point, but selling point of the show, it was very nice to see. But this is gonna not gonna happen, is it, he says. And they says this is going to happen, and Cena versus Roman Reigns is locked in for SummerSlam, and he says this is the Finn Balor contract. How can he sign the contract? And they say, I mean, they give a very kind of a very kind of a very lame kind of explanation, I would say. And I don't know why. And Devil said Reigns would, Pierce said he sees Reigns signature and Cena's signature, and that's it, and that is good enough for him. And Devil said Reigns would defend the Universal Championship against Cena at SummerSlam. Look, what they could have done is, if Finn Balor could have been attacked by someone, by Baron Corbin or something, and then John Cena comes up, and maybe Finn Balor could have cut a promo or something, anywhere kind of backstage or in the ring as well. Like he's okay, kind of maybe I'm not getting into this correct kind of a storyline point, I would say. Maybe he's getting attacked from Baron Corbin in the backstage, and he's not gonna able to come up, but they want to have the contract signing, and then they say that let's do the, I mean, John Cena come up. You cannot bring up calling up the name of John Cena. John Cena come up, and John Cena say that I would be the one who would be challenging for the Universal Champion. And kind of yeah, they could have done that way. But I mean, I'm not hating this stuff what they did, but it was really different. As I said, it was really kind of a different, and was not explainable, and not kind of a decision that I had in my mind, kind of like I understand that. I understand that. Cena took a kind of heelish turn, kind of, yeah, you could say. So Cena signed it. So Cena versus Roman Reigns, perfectly okay. I'm not very okay with the main event, but the way actually John Cena is taking the character to a heelish kind of thing, and expect John Cena to be a tweener character, or maybe we could see John Cena Finn Balor kind of face off again in a SmackDown episode or something. Because next week it's confirmed that Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. I don't think so. It's gonna be a one-off feud. Maybe they could drag on to SummerSlam. And one thing they can do is because we haven't seen a Fatal Four-Way main event at SummerSlam for quite a long years right now. Because last time we saw was in 2017. So maybe they could do Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns versus John Cena versus Finn Balor. Everyone has a their own explanation. Baron Corbin wants to get back on the top, and he's bankrupt, so he wants to be famous again, and he wants to get back again. He's in the rock bottom. John Cena, he actually wants a championship title, so that's pretty much it. And Roman Reigns is a champion. Finn Balor, he's already an opportunity. He also actually pinned Reigns, so there's a valid explanation that they can do this kind of maybe fatal four way or triple threat. I would be more interested for fatal four way. I am not very interested for triple threat, because fatal four way is kind of a even situation where two superstars can go about with each other. So that's a good scenario. And if they can't, if they can do Roman Reigns versus Cena, and I doubt, because after the confirmation, they they will not highly change this card now. Roman Reigns versus Cena is locked up, and now I don't want to demand, because all the things that they played out, I thought about that maybe they maybe could do, or maybe we would see a kind of thing. But I'm very not very highly kind of expecting that this could be turned into a fatal four way situation. So let's see how it goes. I'm very interested to see what's the status for Finn Balor round, because Finn Balor doesn't actually challenge Roman Reigns just like that. He actually pinned him. So yeah, he actually so actually a mistake there. Finn Balor actually didn't pin. I thought about Finn Balor Roman Reigns had a match or something. I thought about that. No, they didn't have a match, and they sometimes I actually totally forgot. That's the point. Sorry for that. And we actually maybe Finn Balor is not out of the Universal Championship picture, as I say. So they can do this triple threat or something. If yeah. I think so. So that's my thought on this whole Roman Reigns Universal title situation, because this is the only storyline that's being prominently being told on SmackDown episode, and that's being enjoyable, and that's being good, I would say. And we get Big E, Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Apollo Crews, a six-man tag team match on the back of their rivalry of Intercontinental Championship. Maybe that rivalry with the tag team champions, and all the things that they were doing for so many weeks, and they have another match, and just a match, I would say, pretty decent match, I would say. Nakamura actually hit Kinshasa and scored the victory here. So as I said, I highly think that Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna face Apollo Crews next for the Intercontinental title. So I mean, it's good. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura to the IC title, he was doing nothing, and so Shinsuke Nakamura versus Apollo Crews, SummerSlam. And that could be the way WWE is going. So that was it. Or maybe Cesaro again getting into this scenario. That could also happen. Let's see how it goes. But at this time, Shinsuke Nakamura is the challenger for the Intercontinental Championship. So that was it, man. And this match was just like I said, pretty decent. And we get to the ad storyline. I totally forgot about this storyline, because this is so much overshadowing. I mean, this is so much undershadowed by the Roman Reigns storyline, because that's the storyline that people are caring about. Even though this is a match that they are looking on, Edge vs Seth Rollins, a dream match, and we get in this segment, Edge make it entrance, but we go to the commercial, and we back from the commercial, we saw that Seth Rollins actually attacked when Edge was getting into the ring, and Seth Rollins was standing in the ring, coming out of the break, and they actually fought into the stage as well. And footage aired from during the break of Rollins attacking Edge while he was making his entrance. So very good segment. Good segment, I would say, furthering their storyline into the SummerSlam. And Rollins, I would say that Rollins' character is not the best character that I would say. This character is not the but he's doing good, I would say, but I'm not hating it. But it is what it is. And Rollins took a television camera and stuck Edge with it, and they showed a producer and a referee tending to Edge. And Rollins said Edge has repeatedly took him from him and he had enough. And Rollins barked at the production crew to roll the footage, and video package aired on Rollins taking issue with Edge getting the Universal title show. So there's a whole story that they told, they recapped, and that was good. And this whole point is he didn't get the Universal title shot at Money in the Bank, and followed by Rollins costing Edge that match. And in the ring, Rollins said he's proud of what he did, and he said it was hard thing to do, but it was the right thing to do, he says. And Rollins said he's the rightful heir to the Universal Championship, and if I can't be the Universal Champion, that then neither can Edge. So he is dragging Edge into the mud hole, and he is ready, and he wants to avenge that not getting that opportunity because of Edge. And this could be a great match, even though the Roman Reigns Cena's match is the match to kind of a big match that people are looking about. But this could be the one of the greatest match of Edge's career, and for Seth Rollins as well. So Edge versus Seth Rollins, very waiting for this. And I hope they do some kind of Edge promo as well in the weeks to come. And yeah, I'm really very waiting for that. But I'm very waiting for that to come as well. So really exciting SmackDown episodes coming forward, I would say. This Edge storyline and Roman storyline is more than enough to be getting invested. We are getting invested because of Roman Reigns John Cena storyline, and then we are also have another reason that Edge storyline is also good. So that's a thing, that's a segment, a very good segment. We get to the main event then: Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks versus Zelina Vega and Carmella. And before that, we had an announcement next week: Finn Balor faces off Baron Corbin for Baron Corbin costing him. I mean, not able to. Finn Balor was not able to sign the contract. He brutally attacked him. So Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. So I see Baron Corbin is still a heel, even though he did this, but he's still a heel because if you think even though he's broke, he should not do this because it's not the right thing that he did. So that's a thing. And we get to the main event: Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks versus Zelina Vega and Carmella. And this is a really good main event, I would say. And Sasha Banks, watching her is a treat to watch her, and it's so good. And crowd were very into it, and very crowd pleasing match, I would say. Crowd were very excited to see both of the chemistry. I have seen Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. I mean, they could have a tag team run as well, I was expecting, because the face run was really well for that short amount of time, and they were really whipping Zelina Vega and Carmella very well. And Zelina Vega and Carmella did sold their character very well. And they did their point very well, I would say. And very perfect match, I would say. A very perfect main event, I would say. For some weeks we haven't seen a kind of a credible main event, but this was a great main event. This was a very good main event, to say the least, I would say. And overall, this is an entertaining edition of SmackDown. It was a really good episode of SmackDown. And Sasha Banks' return, Roman Reigns, John Cena, kind of a very different kind of these contact signing with John Cena, kind of character change. And it was really good to watch, I would say. And we actually had after the match, that's a talking point. Belair and Banks celebrated together. Banks dropped Belair with a backstabber right after that. And as they were celebrating, I thought about that this is the time to finish this episode, and they're not finishing. And that's the thing actually happened. Banks picked up the title belt for a moment and then dropped it and threw punches at Belair. Banks ended up putting Belair in the bank statement, kind of looked like a crossface, more of that, because but nevertheless, it's the same kind of, if you think so. Yeah, because Banks actually tried the hand, because it was really looking like crossface, because the Bank statement is like locking the neck by the upper body, upper back body. So Banks reapplied the hold again while the referee pleaded with her to release it, and Banks laughed, and she says she jaw jacked, and she says that she's a boss, and while she maintained the hold as the show went off the air, really emotional, and Banks sold this very very well, and I was very into this story now, and this is gonna be a great match, and the SummerSlam card is building up so stacked, and so great matches that we're gonna get, and one of the best SummerSlam that we're gonna witness. I would think so, and yeah, star-studded, stacked. I would say, yeah, and as I said, Belair is selling, and Belair is emotional, she told the story that she believed in Sasha Banks, that she was a good friend, but she turned on her, and she was unable to get that whole feeling was on her face, and she's a very good baby face, and she's really told the good story to end this Smackdown episode, and I was very happy after watching the show, I would say, and a very pleasant, a very really good and entertaining episode of Smackdown. I hope you like this review, guys, and please take your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on this week's SmackDown episode. How do you rate the Sasha Banks return? Do you like Sasha Banks going up against Bianca Belair? I do know that they have no challenges for Bianca Belair going. I mean, I don't have any. I would not say that they have done this match. If they had done this match WrestleMania, and then they did WrestleMania Backlash, and then they're doing it SummerSlam, I would say they're doing it over again. But it was not. They did it WrestleMania, and they did had a 3 month break, and she returned, and she had having a SummerSlam match again. It's not a bad booking or something. I would say it's good. But after that, let's see how it goes, because they should have built up new challenges for Bianca Belair if she is gonna retain this championship. I I really want Bianca Belair to retain the championship, because maybe we could see a title change. Maybe Sasha Banks is a big star. Maybe you could see, but let's see how it goes. And either way, I hope you like this review, guys. Please make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content and reviews like this. And I hope to see you guys in the next review. Until then, be safe, stay energetic, and peace.